Echoes of fear, when a late-night message turned sinister. The eerie tale unfolded in the dimly lit confines of my small rented house. At 24, I found solace in the quietude near my workplace. Little did I know that this seemingly ordinary Friday night would unveil an unsettling narrative, forever altering my perception of safety. As the mundane day transitioned into the evening, I adhered to my routine: work, home, dinner, and the comforting glow of the television screen. Fridays, a departure from the norm, allowed me the luxury of staying up later. On this particular night, I settled in for a movie around 8 o'clock, only to succumb to the embrace of sleep at some point. The abrupt intrusion of a sharp and unfamiliar sound roused me from my slumber. My phone, a harbinger of the impending dread, emitted an ominous notification. The message, originating from the unexplored realms of Facebook Messenger, bore the simple greeting of a man unfamiliar yet vaguely recognizable. In a futile attempt to decipher the peculiar encounter, I delved into his profile, discovering a tenuous connection, a lone mutual friend and a digital association spanning 4 months. The recollection of my casual acceptance of his friend request sparked a distant memory, a practice born out of accepting anyone with mutual connections. I reciprocated the greeting, a mere formality, gradually recognizing the lateness of the hour and the peculiarity of a random text at this time. A response, swift and ominous, materialized on the screen, casting a pall over my immediate surroundings. The words, "I love that movie too, we should watch it together," hung in the digital void, devoid of any external presence. My gaze shifted uneasily to the window, veiled in the inky blackness of the night. The unsettling realization dawned upon me: I was being watched. Discomfort gripped me, amplified by the uncertainty of the intruder's silent vigil. The incessant beeping of my phone, heralding new messages, only deepened the abyss of fear that enveloped me. In a state of horror, I confronted the screen, each message punctuating the pervading silence with an unsettling beep. The man's demands to open the door, conveyed in caps, inundated my consciousness. A final, cryptic message, "Never mind," plunged me into an eerie silence, a prelude to the impending terror. Soft, muffled bangs resonated from the depths of my house, each one marking the intruder's inexorable advance. The sounds, originating from the distant recesses, crescendoed into a cacophony of shattering, echoing through the hallway. An instinctive surge of fear propelled me to my bedroom, where I locked myself in, tears mingling with the stifling terror. The intruder's malevolent presence manifested in the ominous sounds of his ascent from the basement. Locked doors offered scant reassurance as the man's relentless efforts to breach the barriers reverberated through the silence. The doorknob rattled, the basement door strained against the onslaught, and a chilling sequence of 3 knocks echoed from the front door. "Police, open up," a commanding voice shattered the oppressive atmosphere. Relief flooded through me as I sprinted to unlock the front door, welcoming the 2 male officers who bore witness to the anxiety etched upon my face. Frantically, I directed them to the basement door, the urgency in my voice betraying the lingering fear. Armed and determined, the officers confronted the intruder, his footsteps echoing through the struggle that ensued. To condense the ordeal, the man had infiltrated through the basement window well, a source of the initial disturbance. Astonishingly, he was the same man from Facebook, dispelling my assumption of a fake account. His motives, however, remained elusive. The man offered no rationale for the invasion, claiming a desire for conversation. The surreal encounter shattered my preconceptions, thrusting me into a reality reminiscent of a horror film. In the aftermath, I purged my friends list, severing ties with anyone unfamiliar, a testament to the sobering truth of our interconnected yet perilous world. The experience, a chilling parable of digital vulnerability, underscored the necessity for caution in an era where unseen threats lurk in the shadows. Midnight Intricacies, Unveiling the House's Secrets. In the quiet solitude of my home, the night unfolded like any other after a tiring day at work. The clock on the wall insisted it was around 7 p.m., or perhaps even later, and I had barely settled in an hour ago. Dinner preparations were simple, a humble chicken breast and some frozen corn. As I drained the water from the corn, an eerie scraping sound invaded the tranquility of my abode. It was a brief, sharp noise, not particularly loud, but its peculiarity made me startled. I dismissed it initially, attributing it to the quirks of an aging house. Yet, the unsettling scraping reverberated through the walls once more. This time, it prompted more than a flinch. It was an unfamiliar sound, an anomaly that left me perplexed. Finishing my meal, I approached the front door, hoping to discern the origin of this disconcerting sound. Standing in the doorway, I strained my ears for a repetition. After about 30 seconds of silence, I returned to my meal, still unaware of the sinister undertones weaving through the air. My curiosity, however, refused to wane. Minutes passed as I indulged in my dinner, but the obnoxious scraping persisted, infiltrating the space between scenes of the Netflix show I was attempting to enjoy. Frustrated, I turned off the TV, surrendering to the haunting cadence of the sound. This time, the scraping seemed to echo from the upper floors. Irritation transformed into concern as I ascended the stairs, blaming the house for spoiling my night. In the hallway on the second floor, I waited for the sound to reveal its origin. A minute of silence ensued, pushing me to investigate further. Each room appeared undisturbed, leaving me bewildered and worried. Putting on my shoes, I ventured outside into the darkness, hoping to uncover the source, a scraping tree branch, perhaps. Yet, no wind stirred the night, and the branches were far from the house. Bewildered, I returned to the front, where a glimmer of light caught my attention. Walking towards the source, I discovered it emanated from the attic window, its glow dancing ominously in the darkness. Panic gripped me as I realized the light was in motion, akin to a flashlight wielded by an unseen hand. The horror intensified as I stayed outside, alerting the police while the light dimmed, then focused directly on me before abruptly shutting off. The subsequent silence was shattered by a series of thuds that sent shivers down my spine. I sprinted to my neighbor's yard, frantically explaining the unfolding nightmare to the operator. As the police arrived, my gaze remained fixed on the house, now seemingly tranquil. Inside, the investigation revealed multiple shoe prints in the attic. The police, attempting to reassure me, suggested it was likely just a group of mischievous teenagers seeking a reaction. They found no signs of occupation, just peculiar carvings on the wooden beams, unsettling lines that hinted at a deeper mystery. Despite the assurances, the revelation that a group had infiltrated my sanctuary, lurking through my home during the day and night, left me unnerved. The authorities labeled them as harmless, but in the lingering darkness of uncertainty, the true intentions of those trespassers remained an unsettling enigma. Whispers in the Woods, Unveiling the Unseen Intruder. In the echoes of my childhood, I once inhabited a seemingly ordinary neighborhood, where the warmth of a mead-sized home cradled my family. Max, a small dog, became my steadfast companion when I turned 7. A source of comfort as I navigated the often solitary hours of growing up. However, the idyllic normality shattered when I turned 15, and my family transplanted to an isolated abode nestled within a forest. Amidst the somber move, summer mourned the loss of Max, who succumbed to the weight of old age. The grieving period offered solace, shielded by the freedom of summer break. But as the days unfolded, a newfound unease gripped me. The isolation of our new dwelling, coupled with the absence of my canine confidant, birthed a chilling paranoia that haunted every nook and cranny. One ordinary day, just a week after Max's departure, the silence was punctuated by the mundane departure of my parents to work. A line of rooms stretched down the hallway, leading from the kitchen and living room to my parents' bedroom at the end. A peculiar aversion to open bedroom doors had developed, and I routinely closed them to appease an unexplained discomfort. This particular day followed the routine, my parents' bedroom door locked in place, sealing the room in solitude. My morning unfolded with the mundane, hours absorbed by the glow of a computer screen. By 9 a.m., Hunger pulled me from my room, and as I stepped into the hallway, a disconcerting revelation seized my attention. The door at the end of the hallway stood ajar, a stark contrast to the locked sanctuary I had left behind. Frozen in place, fear gripped me, amplifying the silence. Panic whispered the possibility of an intruder lurking within the confines of my home. A slow and cautious exploration ensued, the large steak knife from the kitchen clutched in my trembling hand. Each room examined, each space scrutinized, yet no trace of an invader emerged. The climax arrived as I stood at the threshold of my parents' bedroom, a chilling silence gripping the air. A call for reassurance echoed, met only by the cold void of emptiness. A cautious step into the room revealed no intruder, no sign of disturbance. But as I scanned the surroundings, a soft thud emanated from the bathroom, a subtle shadow beneath the door betraying a concealed presence. Terror clung to me as I opened the bathroom door, only to find an open window and an empty room. The outside footsteps echoed the escape of the intruder, leaving me alone in a house tainted by the lingering presence of an unknown assailant. The aftermath revealed patches of dirt scattered throughout the house, a footprint of intrusion etched into the sanctity of my home. The motives remained obscure, as the intruder took nothing, leaving behind a disquieting mystery. In the months that followed, we abandoned the unsettling dwelling, haunted not only by the intruder's escape but also by the enigma of their unfulfilled intentions. Now in my 20s, the memory lingers, a chilling encounter that evokes the unspoken question of what might have transpired if fate had played a different hand. Gratitude mingles with the haunting specter of the unknown, an encounter etched into the corridors of my past.